Imagine being able to predict where the ball might land with greater accuracy. The Romanosky strategy is designed to do just that by cleverly distributing your bets across the table. Ready to turn the odds in your favor and take your game to the next level? Let's get started! Welcome to BetWise Academy, your go-to source for mastering the art of betting and maximizing your wins. Here, we delve into the intricacies of betting strategies, helping you navigate the casino floor with confidence. Don't forget to subscribe to BetWise Academy and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our expert betting tips and strategies. Today, we're exploring the Romanosky Strategy, a popular method for playing roulette that aims to cover a large portion of the roulette table with minimal risk. This strategy is named after its creator and is known for its balanced approach to betting. The Romanosky Strategy involves placing specific bets to cover 32 out of the 37 possible numbers on a European roulette wheel. Let's dive into how this strategy works and why it might be effective. The basic Romanosky strategy consists of placing the following bets. 2 corner bets, place 1 unit each on 2 different corner bets. A corner bet covers 4 numbers. 3 units each on 2 dozens, place 3 units on one of the dozens and 3 units on another one of the dozens. By doing this, you cover a total of 32 numbers, leaving only 5 numbers on the table that will result in a loss. This wide coverage significantly increases your chances of winning on each spin. The Romanosky strategy leverages the concept of expected value, or EV, in its design. EV is a measure of the potential return on investment from a bet. We have created a separate video about this and will add the link into the description. In roulette, the EV is calculated by multiplying the probability of each outcome by its corresponding payoff and summing these values. With the Romanosky strategy, you're effectively reducing your potential losses by covering most of the numbers. While the payouts for corner and dozen bets vary, the key is the high probability of landing a win due to the extensive coverage. Now, if you have followed our strategy of betting 1 unit on the corners and 3 units of each of the dozens, that means if and when a number hits, you will win 1 unit, and the likelihood of that occurring is 86.5%. Based on the fact that you are covering 32 out of 37 numbers. You have an 86.5% chance of winning versus a 13.5% chance of losing, based on a single zero wheel where the house edge is only 2.7%. On a double zero table, the house edge is 5.26%, so always avoid that. In regard to expected value, a quick calculation of the units won versus the units lost and the likelihood of the scenarios happening puts this strategy with a minus 2.6% EV. Now, on paper, most gamblers will know that anything with a negative EV should be avoided in the long run. But for a game of chance, that is as low of an EV that you can possibly get. I'll be keen to hear from others if they can find one even lower. The other key area to know about this is the 5 numbers that cause us to lose are generally spread out in the wheel, so they are surrounded by winning numbers. Now, let's see the Romanosky strategy in action. We have sped up the video in the interest of time, but we are going to walk through some highlights and lowlights on the session. Some guidelines that we have put for this video. 1, we have capped the session to about 10 minutes. Our starting balance was $5,000 and our unit bet was $100, so 2% of our bankroll. Since we need use 8 units per spin, we are betting about 16% of our bankroll each spin. As per usual, we have kept track of our session on the graph on the bottom left-hand side, tracking bet amount, orange, and balance, blue. First thing we want to point out is in this version of the strategy, which is the basic Romanosky, we are not using any bankroll management strategy like the martingale. This means that our bet amount per spin is a flat amount. It also means, due to this, we're able to simply rebet every single spin. It means we get through more spins in the 10-minute session, a total of about 65 spins. Starting off the session was quite nerve-wracking considering the 86.5% hit rate. We actually got whacked at our 3rd spin, which meant our balance went to around $4,500. Lower than where we started. From here we were hitting as we would expect and hit 15 spins in a row, which allowed our balance to grow back to above where we started. It reached about 5,600 at this point in the session, so about 10% gain. As expected, we were bound for another whack, so this occurred at spin 18. Unfortunately for us, we hadn't built enough in our balance yet, so this loss once again brought us to below our starting balance. From here you can see we had an excellent run. For more than half the session we won consecutively. Looking back at the results, we ended up winning nearly 40 spins in a row, which is way better than the percentage that the strategy implies. So obviously very lucky. Toward the very end of the session, we ended up peaking at about $9,300, which would have been an excellent point to walk away. Unfortunately, we hadn't finished our time yet, so we continued. This meant we faced a whack at the very end of the session, which brought our final balance down to $8,700. This balance was still a 74% gain for the session over a total of 64 spins, which is a healthy outcome. Like any betting strategy, the Romanosky strategy has its advantages and disadvantages. Let's talk about the pros. First, high coverage covers 32 out of 37 numbers, increasing chances of a win. Simple to implement, easy to remember and place bets. Balanced risk minimizes potential losses by spreading bets. What about the cons? Lower payouts. Wins are frequent but smaller due to the nature of corner and dozen bets. Not foolproof. Still a chance of losing if the ball lands on the uncovered numbers. House edge. The casino always has a slight advantage in the long run. Not exciting. Because the strategy is quite straightforward, it isn't an exciting strategy to play. To get the most out of the Romanosky strategy, consider these tips. Set a budget. Always decide on a betting limit before you start playing to avoid significant losses. Stay disciplined, stick to the strategy and avoid chasing losses. Adjust bets. Depending on your bankroll and risk tolerance, you could implement a martingale or Fibonacci negative progression system to help regain losses faster. Play single zero. Always try and play on a single zero table. This gives you the lowest house edge. Know when to walk away. If you have an excellent set of spins and you've made profit, walk away. Set a reasonable win budget. With this strategy, I would say a good 50% gain above your starting balance is a good target to walk away. To recap, today we explored the Romanosky strategy for roulette, a method that covers a large portion of the table with minimal risk. We dove into the Romanosky strategy itself. This unique betting system involves placing 2 units on 2 different corner bets and 3 units each on 2 of the dozens. This strategic combination aims to cover a significant portion of the roulette table, increasing your chances of landing a win on each spin. We then explained how this strategy works in practice. By covering multiple sections of the table, the Romanosky strategy seeks to balance risk and reward. We discussed the expected value and why this approach might work, considering the probabilities and payouts involved in roulette. In our real gameplay scene, you saw the Romanosky strategy in action. We saw how it was able to handle 65 spins and gained us a profit of 74%. We also explored the pros and cons of this strategy. On the plus side, it covers a large portion of the table and can lead to frequent wins. However, the downside is that the payouts can be relatively small compared to the amount wagered, and it requires careful bankroll management. We shared some tips to enhance the effectiveness of the Romanosky strategy. These included starting with smaller bets, closely monitoring the game for patterns, and knowing when to walk away to protect your bankroll. In summary, the Romanosky strategy can be a useful tool for roulette players looking to cover a large portion of the table and potentially increase their chances of winning. Remember, no strategy guarantees a win every time, but understanding and applying these techniques can enhance your overall betting experience. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the Romanosky strategy. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow betting enthusiasts, and subscribe to BetWise Academy for more expert tips and strategies. Always remember that triumph emerges from relentless and unwavering dedication. Good luck at the tables, and remember, smart betting leads to success.